Hey, yo, what's good with it, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Wilson. And you are now tuned in to Wilson Block 100 Radio. And we got a very special guest on the block with us today, 7 the Panther. What's happening?
What's good, family? How you
Chilling,
living, man?
chilling. Good, man. Glad we were finally able to redo this interview, you know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
You know, we had a great, you know what I'm saying, phone interview about a year ago that never got put up. But, you know what I'm saying, we back in action, you know what I'm saying? And we here to make it happen.
Yes. I seen you just interview my big bro, so I was like, yo.
Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Your boy Ron, you know what I mean?
man.
Go ahead and check that out.
And it's crazy. I was watching the Rough Riders Chronicles last night, and and they was talking about Ron because Ron is the one that made DMX rap.
Really?
Yeah,
well, yeah, and he did mention that.
Yeah,
you know, he didn't really give us a lot, but you know what I mean?
X used to beatbox for Ron.
Yeah.
And Ron was like, man, why don't you write some bars? You know what I'm saying? So like it was it's crazy. But then DMX tried to say Ron was the one that turned him on the crack.
Nah.
And Ron's
that's how they spun it?
That's how X tried to spin it. And so then, but they did put in there, because they did ask Ron for his side of it, and they did put a graphic over that said, Ready Ron denies that he's the one who introduced DMX to crack. So,
but that's all they gave him, though?
Yeah, that's it. Like, I was like, they should have came and talked with son and really let him say his piece, but like...
Oh, so that's what Ron meant when he was like, you know, I'm not going to take it personal?
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, like, so, I mean, I ain't really, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if we can include all that in the interview and shit. But
right,
like,
I mean, we don't got to go in depth on it, man, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I do think it does say something about Ron's character for him to, you know, I mean, he still treats it as a significant matter.
Right.
You feel me? But he doesn't let it define, you know, how he reacts or any of his business ventures going forward. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, man, it's gratitude. You know what I'm saying?
And Ron is that. Yeah, Ron has been nothing but good to me. So like, like from the first time I met him, he was like, I got introduced to him by Julie C and A Son.
Big shout out, Sword School.
Sword School, all the way live. Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I mean?
So
we talking Ron too. That's Sword School in effect.
All the way live. As a matter of fact, they was performing at Sword School that same night. We was performing at the same venue.
Okay.
At the I Am We Festival. So
yeah.
So we went. You know what I'm saying? They made the intro, and Ron was like, "All right, I'm gonna talk to you," but he had never heard me rap. Like he was just going off the strength for them. So then I performed that night. Yeah. And as we was leaving, he was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to get at you.
Right.
But then it was still like mad months went by, and I'm like, I hadn't thought no more about it.
Yeah.
And then one day out the blue, he just hit me up and was like, so what's up? What we going to do? And I'm like, word, let's do it, man. Like,
no doubt.
We've been rocking ever since, man. Like, that's.
All right, so look, we're going to get into the music because I really want to talk about, you know what I mean, what songs y'all done worked on together and all that.
Oh, no doubt.
But before we get into that, man, just go ahead and give the audience a quick background. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, I mean, I'm 7 the Panther, man. I live in and represent Tacoma, Washington, by way of North Carolina. Shout out to Winston-Salem and Rough Raleigh. I've been rocking for a while, man. Like, I mean, a lot of people out here. As a matter of fact, a couple years ago, or last year, I was nominated for Best New Artist at the Seattle Sound Music Awards.
Heavy.
And that was weird to me because I was like, Best New Artist? I was like,
nah, what you mean new? Right.
Yeah, I'm just new to y'all, but I was like, you know what? I take that as a compliment either way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That you're recognizing what I do.
Right.
Man. So, you know, I rock with my squad, Sound Chamber Productions, and We Live in Entertainment. Shout out to my manager, Dirty Harry, and I mean that's about it, man. Like I put it down. Like I'm a strong believer in beats and bars. I ain't really with all the dumb shit. I don't really do all that bubblegum stuff and none of that. Yeah, you know, you ain't gonna catch me making no Drake songs. So.
Right, that part. Let's go.
Like, no diss to Drake. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's
but
room
you in
for
your
everything.
lane, though.
Yeah, it's room for everything. Yeah, that just ain't me.
Right. So how did you end up? You said by way of North Carolina. So how'd you make your way to the Pacific Northwest?
Well, man, like I had been doing my thing in Carolina for a while, man, and it just kind of felt like I plateaued. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like there's really nothing else I'm gonna be able to accomplish here.
Right.
So then I started saying, okay, so what's the next stop? And I mean, it wasn't just for music, like just in life in general. You know what I'm saying? Like what's the next stop? So looked into a couple places: Philadelphia, Jacksonville, Florida, Atlanta, and Seattle. Those was the 4 choices. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so you actually had Jacksonville on the list?
Yeah, Jacksonville, and then
right after Jacksonville?
Because it wasn't far from Carolina. Because my parents lived in Carolina. You know what I'm saying? So like it wasn't far away. It was still on the East Coast.
Right.
Still in the vicinity, still in the vicinity, and it's warm down there almost all the time. Like I know I love wintertime, but my fam they're not the biggest fans of the cold. So like I was like, well, if we go there, they ain't really got to worry about being cold ever. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. You know what I mean? But
it gets hot and humid down there, huh?
Man, all the
time.
Sweaty, 365. Like that shit is crazy.
Man, like they don't even get seasons. It's
then like right around that time when we was considering Jacksonville, I had a show down there, so I went and did the show. Everything was cool. I enjoyed the city, enjoyed the vibe, all of that. But then we went home, and not long after that, Trayvon Martin got killed.
Oh, wow.
And after I saw the way that the city responded to that and the way things happened around it, I was like, nah, that ain't the place to be. That's not it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we came out here, and I had just did Shooting Stars with Trust One, not too long before that. And so he was the only person from Washington I ever worked with. And I shout out to my man Big Remo for making the intro. I didn't know nothing about Tacoma outside of Ted Bundy, you know what I'm saying, before I met Trust. So like, me and Trust did a whole project together. And mind you, I never met him face to face.
You were still
I was still in North Carolina.
Okay,
this was in 2014.
Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Yeah, we was in 2014. We did Shooting Stars. And shout out to Trust for being down to work with me. And shout out to Mistah Talk for being the first one to play my music out here. And so after that, man, I came out to check it out just to see if this was gonna be the place to be, man. I met Trust in person, got a chance to see Seattle. I came down to see Tacoma, seen Puyallup, and I was just like, yo, I love the vibe out here. The people are cool. My music will be so different from everybody else's. And the weed is legal.
Right. I could actually live out here too.
I could do this. Like, I could do this. So
I can fuck with this.
2016, man, I loaded up the rental and drove out here by myself, man. Like
in 2016.
2016. You know what I'm saying? Like May the 15th.
So now you knew did you know exactly where you was going? Like Tacoma is it, or you say you
Nah, Seattle was supposed to be the move, man. But then when I got here, and seen how expensive Seattle was, you know what I'm saying? I was like, bro, I ain't gonna be able to do this.
Ain't gonna be able to do it.
So then my man was like, yo, son, go check out Tacoma. I think you can afford to live there. I was like, okay. Came down to Tacoma, started looking at the prices of the housing, and was like, yeah, I can see that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see that. And it's still nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can get an affordable place to live, and it ain't in the ghetto. Like, but the funny thing I will say about the West Coast that I've seen is, even when you're in the ghetto, you don't really know.
Right.
Because everything just looks so pretty. So it's like, it's like I told my dude, I said, man, it's a supreme mindfuck living out here. Because you can live in an area where you could get killed in 5 minutes. And it just looks like any old suburban neighborhood.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like on the East Coast, when you're in the ghetto, you know you're in the ghetto. There's no question. You know?
Right, like where I come from, Pasadena on Wilson Ave, it's a suburb. You know what I mean? It's bungalow heaven. I mean, the houses over there go for $1 million, start at $1 million. You know what I mean? And we talking about bungalows and all the little things that are federally protected and the historic landmarks and all that type of shit. So, it's however, nigga, you'll meet your fate over there.
Feel me?
You know what I mean? Just being wrong place, wrong time, or you know what I mean?
This West Coast shit weird, man. Like it took me a while. Like, okay, so when I first got here, the very first person to speak to me in Seattle was Raz Simone. The very first person to say, "Hey, you made it. What's up?"
Right.
I was like, "Yeah, I made it, nigga. Like that's what's up." So he was like, "Yo, so leaving to go on tour next week. You coming?" I was like, I literally just got here. Like, I don't even have anywhere to live right now. Like,
right.
So I stayed in a hotel that night, and then I was a part of this thing I'm still a part of this thing called The Village that Raz started, which is just like a bunch of people from the community came together to do different things for the community. I mean, we do stuff with music. We do stuff as far as homeless food giveaways, a lot of other stuff, man. The Village is a beautiful thing, man. So he was like, yeah, the whole village going.
Yeah.
So I was like, word, I'm in then, count me in. Yeah. So I was just like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get my job situation straight, because I know where I'm looking at going. Get my job situation straight. I'm gonna go on this tour. It's only a couple weeks. When I come back, I'll find somewhere to stay.
Right. You're gonna be on tour anyway, so I can ride it out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then one of the homies from the Village was like, yo, bro, till we get ready to go on the tour, I know you got a hotel room for the night. After you check out, come to the crib. You can stay with me. I was
Where was the tour
at? So we went to, the first night was in Vancouver,
nice.
BC, and I didn't get to go to that one because I didn't have my passport
EDL
enhanced.
Right.
So I didn't get to go to that one. But the second night was in Portland. Crazy. Now mind you, I've never been to Portland, so first time in Portland is on this tour.
Right.
I'm like,
oh, man, I know you had a great time.
Oh man, it was lovely. And then we went from Portland to San Francisco.
Yeah.
First time in San Francisco. Now mind you, my dad was a Panther, so like while I'm in San Francisco, I'm like, bro, I'm this close to Oakland. There's no way I'm not going.
Right.
So I go to Oakland and I'm like, going around to all of the spots that I've read about my whole life and I've been told about my whole life. But I was like, to me, they were like, almost not real, you know what I'm saying? Because it's all the way on the West Coast and like all this other
You've only heard about it.
Yeah.
Right.
So when I go there, man, and I see the place where Huey,
Shit
where
was
they
surreal.
started the Black Panthers, I see the house where Lil Bobby got murdered, and I see the spot where Huey Newton got killed and all of it, and it was just so overwhelming, man. Like I videotaped all of it, but unfortunately the phone that I recorded all of it on is gone. Like it's gone with the wind. Like I lost that phone not long after that. So like I never got a chance to do anything with the footage, man. But it was a beautiful thing, man. Then from there we went to LA. From LA, we went to Moab, Utah for a little bit. It wasn't no show there, but we was just out there wilding out. Yeah. Went to Kansas City, Denver. I think
that was a nice tour.
Yeah, I think that was it.
That's a nice little tour right there.
Yeah, but see, I didn't get to do Denver and Kansas City because I had to come back to start my job.
Okay, yeah.
So I came back and I stayed with my dude Adam out in Issaquah, and I was working at T-Mobile in Seattle. And
at this time, what project was you campaigning?
I hadn't recorded anything yet. I hadn't recorded a single
song
since I moved out here. Like nothing since I moved here.
Okay, but
like
you had
my last project that I dropped had been the year prior in 2015, which was Quest for Greatness, which was the last thing I had dropped.
Okay.
So like I got to work on my new project as soon as I came back from the tour. I started working on Open Bar. So like, it came together fairly quickly, and we waited, and then dropped it in like December of that year. November, December of that year.
Well, so let me ask you this: so when I think of the Carolinas, right? When I think of the Virginias.
Oh yeah.
Those, like Carolina, they feel like southern states.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we'll not speak for West Virginia, but Virginia and both Carolinas along the coast, right?
Right. Yes, sir.
I consider them south.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I mean, is that south or east coast? In your words.
Okay, so I say they're East Coast because they're on the seaboard. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
they
off top.
Right.
And
on over there, they're basically considered Mid-Atlantic, the Mid-Atlantic region, because they're basically right in the middle of the East Coast. Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina is right in the center. You know what I'm saying? Right. So they consider the Mid-Atlantic region.
So is that what
I
they
say
consider?
It's the South.
Yeah.
Only because I'd say North Carolina and South Carolina are definitely the South. Virginia, to a point, is the South. Once you pass Richmond, I don't think it's the South anymore. I don't consider it the South.
Now, have you been to the coast?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, so how come those beaches aren't celebrated so much?
There's so many of them because we're right on the coast. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's the long strip.
Oh yeah, bro. Like Myrtle Beach gets celebrated a lot because a lot of stuff happens there. A lot of big events that people are accustomed to having. Like they have a Greek weekend there. Black Bike Week goes down there.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff happens there that people like to attend. You know what I'm saying? On a lot of the North Carolina beaches, there's smaller, more intimate events. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
So Virginia Beach and Myrtle Beach and like what's that? Hilton Head. Those are like the three big boy spots over there.
You
know what I'm saying, when you're thinking about beaches.
Right.
But other than that, man, like a lot of the other beaches are really more family type vibe.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's cool.
Yeah.
Like the one thing I noticed, the biggest difference, I guess, which creates the difference between the East and the West Coast as far as almost everything goes, is there are so many states on the East Coast. Like, and people don't realize, like, there's like 13, 14, 15 states just on the East Coast. Like the West Coast is 3 states.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Like if you're in LA and you drive to San Diego, if you were on the East Coast driving that distance, you might be in Philly.
In a whole nother state,
Baltimore.
Exactly. Yeah.
You might be in Connecticut. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay, so from LA to San Francisco is like 5 hours. Well, from Oakland to LA is like 5 hours, five and a half hours. If I drove that from where I lived in North Carolina, I could be in Atlanta or Washington D.C. You know what I'm saying? So
we have the state's
Atlanta
capital,
or Washington D.C. One or the other. So I mean, like, that's crazy.
But look, or Tennessee or Kentucky.
Tennessee, if I go west, yeah. So I mean, like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that
when
is.
You think about it,
and
like,
see that's why I really value your opinion on this, because I've been to the East Coast once. I've been to Washington D.C. for a weekend, but I didn't really get to take it all in, right? So
D.C.'s dope too. Dope. I got family out there. I used to live in Baltimore for a little while, so like.
And I'll be thinking about going out there, but I'll be like, LA, as dense as it is, drives me crazy. Why would I go somewhere that's right? So I was like,
crazy,
let me check out Seattle. That's what brought me up here, because I'm like, all right, I'm just 1,000 miles away. I'm still in the West.
Right.
You feel me? And it's a little more like, I lived in Portland before, so it was a little more like, okay, I'll try that.
It's a weird ass city, dog. Like,
What, Portland?
Portland, man, and downtown smells like a public restroom, but we're not gonna get into all that right now.
Yeah, they say, you know, the saying about Portland is keep Portland weird.
Keep it weird, yeah. Keep it weird, yeah. And they do a good job with that.
Man.
Yeah.
That's
Portland
funny.
got the best strip clubs on the West Coast. Well, I ain't been to the strip club in LA yet, but like, as far as like watching the strip clubs are trash. You can't even drink, like fuck that.
What?
And
you can't take a
you
shot.
can't even take a shot.
Dance?
All you get, yo, son, for real. I went in there. They gave me my choices was juice or Red Bull, and I was like, you don't want to give me. Think about something. If I'm in here and I'm losing, and I'm so used to drinking, and I just keep drinking Red Bull. Is that good?
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all of these horny ass dudes with all these naked ass women and they got all this Red Bull flowing through their system. Now, what you think about that? That's worse than alcohol.
And you still can't get it in because...
Yeah, that's worse than alcohol.
Yeah.
Like, God.
Right. Hey, that's funny.
Man,
that's actually
crazy.
Worse if you think about it. Like,
man, give me the Remy any day. Like, I don't want no Red Bull, bro.
Man.
Leave me alone with that shit.
All right, so let's get into the music. Let's get into the discography, okay? Because I know you got, you know what I'm saying, some nice piece of work out there. So go ahead and let's take it from the top, man. Let's talk about, you know what I'm saying, your first album up to the latest.
Okay, so we starting from the beginning. Then we starting with the group I was in first called the Nobodies. We dropped our first album in '97 called Fables. I mean, we was just kids, man. We ain't know nothing. We just wanted to rap, you know what I'm saying? And it just so happens that we got lucky, and our first break was going on tour opening for KRS-One. So that was great. We was on tour with KRS-One for a year, you know what I'm saying? Like, out the gate.
Wow, so you know stranger to tours.
Oh,
like,
no, not at all.
See, that's why I want to talk about performances.
Yeah. Like, my whole, like, the funny thing is a lot of people started doing talent shows or maybe just rapping at the table in the cafeteria, and I did all of those things, but dog, my entire career has pretty much transformed and exploded and everything on the stage. Like, I haven't been in the studio for as many songs as I have. I probably haven't spent as much time in the studio as most other rappers. I spend most of my time on the stage and on the road, so like I just record a lot when I go to the studio. So like, that's the the thing that makes it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I like clips. I like Charlie clips. I like all the clips. Yeah, but shit, man. Yeah. So we started with Fables in '97. Then we went on a tour. A lot of good stuff happened, man. We were like the first independent group from North Carolina to have a video played on BET and all of that. So like a lot of people credit Little Brother with being the first group out of North Carolina to really make way, but we were really the first. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they come from North Carolina.
Yeah, Little Brother from North Carolina. Yeah, Knife Wonder's my dude. Like that's my guy. So like, what up, P? Anyway,
Knife Wonder, man, bring him on the block.
So then we went through our various troubles, man. Like I had my run-in with the law. You know what I'm saying? My partner had a run-in with the law. Our DJ had a run-in. So it kind of slowed everything up. So the next album didn't come to 2003. Yeah. So that's a six-year layoff, man. But during that entire time, we were still performing, and all kind of stuff. So like, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? And we got to congregate and meet with a lot of dope artists. We met Jean Grey when she was still called What. You know what I'm saying? We rocked, like I said, we rocked with KRS-One. I met Busta Rhymes. I met Jay-Z. I met Memphis Bleak. I met so many people, man.
So you're doing all of this while you're living in North Carolina.
Yeah, no doubt.
And so even after all of that, you still felt like, okay.
Yeah, but see, all of this that I'm telling you right now was in like the first year and a half of my career. Like this is all the first year and a half of my career right here that I'm telling you. So like,
now we talking 97.
97 to like 98, early 99. So like, then like I said, we had all our legal issues, and then finally 2003 we dropped our second album, and it did really well sales wise, but we were at such a messed up place collectively. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? As individuals we was messed up, which messed up the collective. So like we never even toured to support the album or anything. We did a few shows and it just kind of fell apart. And so then I dropped my first solo album in 2004 called The Wait Is Over. I got with this crew called Nebulous Entertainment. Shout out to my bro Deveron. So we did a whole album together. He produced the whole album. Like I said, it was my first solo album. I wasn't really sure where it was going. I didn't know if I could make an album by myself.
What was the name of it?
The Wait Is Over.
The Wait Is Over.
It's available on my Bandcamp. It's also on streaming. I forgot I did put it up on
No doubt.
streaming.
And thank you for being an artist that still do the Bandcamp. You know what I mean? Because that's where I really like to buy my music from. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I do. I still use Bandcamp because I know there are people much like yourself who still feel like, let me buy the music directly from the artist.
Right.
Like, me going to Spotify and streaming it, you getting a fraction of a penny every time I listen to this
Right,
song.
exactly.
Where I could just go buy the album. You get this $10 right now. And,
Right,
and,
right
and
now.
I can listen to it all I want. You know what I'm saying? So
Just like that.
I appreciate Bandcamp, and I really thank them for doing their Fridays that they do every month, where they don't take a cut. You know what I'm saying? They give all the money to the artists. Like I appreciate shit like that. So like, so The Wait Is Over did okay, but not what I wanted it to do, because like I was still trying to learn how to be a solo artist. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Now, did you have the same style that you got now back then?
But when I was with the Nobodies, I rapped really fast, like really fast.
Multi-syllable.
Really fast. So like
I mean, don't get your latest work. You kind of got off too. Like,
yeah, no doubt.
Like, I'm just saying.
No
like,
doubt.
You know.
I mean, I'm getting back to some of the faster stuff, man. Like it's just, at this point, I feel like I've done enough. I can just do what I want now and just have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? So, like after that, I dropped a mixtape called Soldier Music. I dropped 3 of those, Soldier Music Volume 1, 2, and 3, and then like that was.
Those are all on the Bandcamp.
That was over a certain. Now those are all on that Piff.
That Piff.
Yeah,
okay,
so they're all free. Yeah, they're all free. So
okay, I'm gonna look for those. Yeah.
So I did those mixtapes. In the midst of doing all of that, so I dropped Soldier Music Volume 1 and number 2. And then after that, I finally dropped another official project. The next project I dropped was an EP called Riding High. I had signed with this label called Domination Recordings out of Orlando. So I dropped Riding High. I was not happy with the project. I wasn't happy with how it performed. I wasn't happy with the music that I made. I turned right back around and dropped another mixtape, Soldier Music Volume 3. Like I said, I dropped Riding High in like 2008. Yeah. Because I actually had quit rapping. After The Wait Is Over, I quit.
Why?
Because I wasn't happy with how things turned out. And I was like, man, I'm wasting my time. I quit rapping. And it's like, I don't want to rap no more. And so my dude, Superstition, he was getting ready to go on the road. He was like, listen, I need a hype man. You down to do it? I was like, sure, I'll do that. I don't got to rap. You know what I'm saying? I know your stuff, so I can do it.
Yeah.
And so he played my face though. And I went out on the road with him, and every single night he stops the music and he's like, yo, well, hold up. Y'all know this dude ain't no hype man, right? Hold up. Yo, give him something.
Let's go.
Kick something for him. And I'm like, get out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Kick something. Hey, man, that's what he's supposed to do, man. That's what he's supposed to do.
So like,
shout out Pretty Kings, by the way.
Oh, no doubt. I was definitely gonna get to that.
Yeah,
for sure. They done held the brother down, but like
heavy.
So Super kind of I got the bug back from being on the road with him. You know what I'm saying? So when I got back home, it was back to the studio for me. You know what I'm saying? So then Riding High came.
So that kind of relit your flame.
Yeah, man. But I hated Riding High. So that came out in 08, and I took the next year and some change to record my next project, and it was 25 joints deep, called Born With Less. And a lot of people consider that my magnum opus. I still don't think it's my best work, but I think there's a reason why it stands out for people. But like, it was 25 joints deep. Now out of those 25, 4 of them were just skits, where I was like introducing the next section of the album, because the concept of Born With Less was it was a day in the life. You know what I'm saying? So it started from when I wake up. The first 3 or 4 songs is what's going through my head when I wake up.
You said it had 24 songs?
25 joints, so it's 21 songs in total, 21 songs and 4 interludes, yeah.
So like 1 song per hour of the day?
Yeah, basically.
Right, like, that's heavy. That's heavy.
Basically.
I ain't seen nobody, put nothing together like that.
So, it went through the whole gamut, man, of waking up, trying to figure out what's going on with the day, going out in the world, like seeing that things are messed up, but you're just trying to keep your head up above water. And then, it's a section where it's 3 or 4 songs about females. It's like, well, after all of that, you know what I'm saying? Once you know what I'm saying? Now brothers just looking like, yo, I done did all this business stuff. Like, where the shorties at? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so it's
exactly,
like, it go through a whole day, you know
what
I'm saying? And how it progressed throughout the day. So Born With Less was crazy. And like the response to it was nuts. So,
now, what year was that album?
That was 2010.
Okay.
So from there, I was like, man, I might just stop now. Like, I might just end it with this. Like, this might be it right here. Like, I don't need to rap no more.
You can't.
And
can't do that.
You know what I'm saying? So then my brother AP from Sound Chamber, we decided to do an album together as Fallen Angels. So I dropped my next album, Halo Graphic, in 2012, and then we dropped the Fallen Angels album in 2013.
Okay.
Then right after that, I dropped Shooting Stars in 2014 with Trust One. This is when I kind of got into my one producer bag right here, you know what I'm saying? Because I got with Trust and did Shooting Stars in 2014. I got with Quest and did Quest for Greatness in 2015.
Oh, yeah. Quest, big shout out, man.
Then at the end of 2016, early 2017, I dropped Open Ball with Fred Benz. Man, it's been like that was my first project on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? So like that was oh thank you. That was a special one for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, okay, now let's see how they fuck with it.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right,
And the
right.
response was great. So I was like,
Yeah,
word.
yeah.
So you know, after Open Bar, I took a little time
Open Bar. So that was the first album you dropped.
here. Yeah.
Okay, heavy.
So I dropped that.
Now, what year was that one?
That was late 2016. I
Okay,
say like
wow, that's a big
November,
gap.
December. Yeah, November,
That's a
December.
big gap.
Well, I mean, like it was. I dropped Quest for Greatness in August of 2015.
Okay.
So I dropped Open Bar like November, December 2016. And I usually don't take that long in between projects, but like it was the whole move and trying to get acclimated to being here.
Right,
And
just
trying
life.
trying to get my bearings straight. So
Right.
I did that, and then like the next thing I did was I dropped some freestyles and stuff throughout the course of the next year. Then at the end of 2017, matter of fact, on New Year's Eve 2017, I dropped Mad Volume 1. Mad Volume 1 is the project that turned the corner for me out here.
Oh, really?
That was the one that really got the traction, and they was like, yo, this nigga can rap.
Yeah,
Okay, hold up. He might be on to something, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I turned right around in February. So that was December 31st. So might as well say, you know, the beginning, the very top of 2018.
Yeah.
And then turned right back around in February and dropped Black 7, which was my unofficial Black Panther soundtrack. You know what I'm saying? The
Okay,
movie Black
nice.
Panther was about to come out. And,
Right,
so I did
yo,
that.
unofficial. Hey, man, that's heavy. See,
Yeah.
look, bro, look, right on time with it.
You know what
Look,
I'm
he had a
saying?
sound. Look, y'all can download my soundtrack though. You know what I'm saying?
No
For
doubt.
the Black Panther movie though. You know
No
what I mean?
doubt, yeah.
Hey, that's cool
Oh,
shit,
damn,
bro.
I skipped one. Okay, so let me go back. 2009, I dropped Sevmatic. And Sevmatic was
Sevmatic.
my revisiting of Illmatic on my own terms.
Oh,
So I took every
wow.
song title and every song concept. The names of the songs are all the same, but all of the beats are original, all of the rhymes are original. You know what I'm saying? It was just this is what Illmatic inspires me to do.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
If I made Illmatic myself, this is what it was.
I gotta go check that
You know
one
what I'm
out.
saying?
That one's up, right?
Yeah, it's up. It's on Dat Piff and I think Audio Max. So I actually think we're gonna re-release it. My brother wants to mix it again and then re-release
Is
it.
that the comeback project after you quit, or?
It was kinda because I kinda was in another
It's kinda
mode where I
mad,
was like,
like-
man, I'm done with this shit. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So doing that was 2000. When did I say it was? 09. That was 2012. It was actually 2012. Yeah, because
Okay.
2010 was when I did Born with Less, and I was like, that's it. I don't need to
Right,
rap no more.
right,
Like,
right.
That's it. I don't gotta rap no more. I'm cool.
Or is it
Yeah.
comeback?
Yeah, so that was like the comeback joint, yeah. Cause like you know, so then let's see, Open Bar, Mad Volume 1, Black 7. Sheesh, man. I got so much
Hella
music.
work.
It's
Look.
hard to keep up with this shit. Like after Black 7, okay, so I had a pretty long layoff after Black 7, and it was only because one of the records on there just took off. Earn Not Given with my brother AP just took off, and I was like, yo, as long as that song is running, I don't have to put nothing else out. So, you know, we put all of our muscle behind that one song, you know what I'm saying, and made it push. And like, it's that probably my highest viewed video up until a couple months ago. It was still my highest stream song on streaming platforms.
Okay.
So it did real well. So it bought me some time. And then I went into a funk and had writer's block. And I didn't write nothing. I didn't write nothing for like 4 months.
How do you deal with writer's block?
I don't.
Look.
I just keep living because I realize that
Exactly.
life is my inspiration. So I just got to keep living until something inspires me to the point of picking the pen back up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't get frustrated. Like I used to get really frustrated when I had writer's block. Now I just realize I just haven't done enough.
Right,
I haven't lived enough. Like I need to get out and do some shit. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want
or
to
go read
force
something or whatever. Yeah,
forcing writer's block is like forcing love. You know what I
You
mean?
can't do
it just don't. It's not gonna work.
nah, B.
You feel me?
It's gonna put you in a position where
It's just gonna frustrate you.
yes.
You know what I mean?
You and everybody else that's depending on some aspect of what it is that you do,
Right.
they are going to be completely fucked up because they can't
just
get
gotta
that
come
from
back
you.
to
Yeah,
it.
you get. Sometimes you just gotta walk away from it and come back. Like
Yeah, exactly.
I used to write the entire song all at one time. Now I find myself I'll start writing a song and I'll step away from it and maybe come back to it a day, sometimes a week, sometimes a month later.
Man,
you know
listen,
what I'm saying?
I've been writing songs. I've been writing the same songs for over 2 years now. The same song. And I'll still play the instrumental like, hold on, man, I'm still waiting for that 16th bar.
You
or
feel
that,
me?
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And sometimes for certain beats and things like that, that's the process. You know what I mean? You just can't. But that's why when you do hear my latest work, you gonna hear like the shit super
That's
in
called
sync, pocket.
songwriting. That's
Right.
called songwriting. A lot of niggas just rap. They're not songwriters.
Right.
That's what you call songwriting. Like I could just rap a 16 easy.
Right.
But to put it in the context of a record is a whole different thing. You know what I'm saying? So
But you got both on lock.
I mean, I had to, I will
Like you
say
fully
that
equipped for any
from
hip hop
watching-
circle.
From watching people that I work with and people that I've been close to, I've become a songwriter over time. I didn't used to be a songwriter. I used to be a 16 hook, 16 hook, 16 hook.
Right.
And yeah, it's a song, but realistically, when I go back and listen to it, I was like, yeah, I could have did that different. I could have put a bridge right here and gave it a little more for it.
Right.
Like, but I didn't
could've
know
brought
any of those
somebody
things.
in
Yeah. I didn't know none of that shit then. I was just making records. Like I was just going, you know what I'm saying? What was that? Black 7. Took a long layoff, had writer's block for a while. Finally got my groove back. My man Jay Esco hit me with some beats and it woke me up.
Yeah.
So the next thing to come, 2018, was Crown Chronicles. And Crown Chronicles was the only project I released that year.
Crown Chronicles, that was with the animated cover.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, shout out to my man Blaze Belushi. Shout out to DJ Ekis for hooking that up for me. And shout out to Jay Esco for the beats, man. Just like that project, to me, that project was very overlooked and underappreciated.
Yeah.
But I get it. In comparison to other projects that I made, I know I can see why people who regularly listen to me might have been thrown a little bit by that project because the beats were different.
Yeah.
It's a little different stuff going on with that one, but that was cool.
Right.
You know, and
Let me
then
ask you this real quick. North Carolina music, right? Like, so you've grinded out there for a considerable time before you left.
Sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
so what's your perception of music in North Carolina, the music scene, right? Like grinding out there, networking, shows.
You know, the funny thing about it is the complaints that I had about the North Carolina music scene when I was in it, you know, moving away for the last 4.5 years and being able to look back at it,
Right.
I see that a lot of the challenges that I saw when I was there are starting to be removed just by the growth of certain individuals. You know what I'm saying? Like you have certain people who have grown beyond some of the stuff that was in place, and now they're able to open doors for other people. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool.
Right.
North Carolina has a very diverse sound because there are so
yeah,
many
yeah.
people in North Carolina that are from so many other places.
Right, because when I think
Much
of North
like here,
Carolina,
you know what
I
I'm
don't know if I'm listening for like that East Coast rugged lyrical, or if I'm looking for the
dirty
down south.
Yeah.
Right.
See, and the funny thing about North Carolina is you're gonna get a large number of artists who are right in the middle and get a blend of that, and then you have artists who are on either side of it. You know what I'm saying? So like and the wider range of people fall in the middle. Then you got some people who are diehard boom bap and some people that are diehard trap artists.
Right.
So I mean, it's just a matter of what you're looking for.
Right.
But
you
whatever you're
fluctuated
looking
more
for.
towards the lyrical.
Oh yeah,
The
always,
East Coast
always,
or the
yeah.
New York.
I didn't even
like-
I didn't even really fuck with trap sounding beats until very recently. Like I wouldn't even rap to it because I was like, I don't want to rap to that. Like,
Now, how come New York wasn't an option?
okay, so I used to live in New York too.
Okay.
And I mean, anybody that know me, like my story is very convoluted. I've lived a lot of places. I've been, you know what I'm saying.
right.
But
I get it.
New York wasn't an option because I don't want to be another face in the crowd. You feel me?
And that's where it's at.
Yeah, I don't want
That's
to be
where
another
that's
face
at,
in the
yeah.
crowd. And what I do is the prominent thing that's being done. So like at that time, like
Yeah.
now, I could go and it would probably be cool.
Right.
Because so many people trying to sound like the South. You know what I'm saying? Like Dave East, shout out to Dave East for continuing to hold the New York style. And Griselda, thank y'all. The Locks, thank y'all for not changing.
right.
I appreciate y'all so
Right,
much.
right.
But like,
Did a joint with DMX.
yeah, no doubt. They knew the new Locks album is cool.
Hey, I was talking to Don about it yesterday. You know what I said? You know who I give the King of New York
Who?
to? Fabulous.
You know what? That ain't a bad choice.
That's not
a bad choice.
That's an arguable,
see that.
right?
I can see that.
That's a
I
good
can see that.
argument, right?
And the only reason
'Cause
I
he's
would
kept
say
it
nah
true.
is the only thing that would make me say no is because Nas is still dropping music.
Oh, that part.
That's
But
the only
Nas
thing.
is
But Nas is a whole different thing.
Yeah, but Nas is the
Jay-Z,
pinnacle.
that's a whole. They can't even be in the conversation.
Right. They're in
They
their
got
own little
thing.
echelon. Right.
They got their own
right.
thing. It's like a private room over here with certain rappers in it. That when we
Right.
start talking this King stuff and top 10, like they shouldn't even be in the conversation. Like
Right.
they're too good to even be in the top.
But you know,
anything
Fabulous was
conversation.
one dude where I heard his latest song and I was like, you know what? He's still keeping that real.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
still keeping it hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he'll
Some
still
people
have a
don't know
couple
how long
bars
Fab
that'll be
been
like, that was a hit. Like, you
I'm
feel
like,
me?
niggas don't even realize Fab's first album dropped the same day the Blueprint dropped. The same day the Towers went down, the Blueprint dropped and Fab's first album dropped. Niggas
Ghetto
don't
Fabulous.
even realize. Yeah, Ghetto Fabulous. His very first album dropped.
Like,
the
that
exact
was one of the
same
first
day.
albums I bought. I didn't buy it on the day it came out though. See that's news right there. You know what I mean? But yeah.
I fuck
Fab
with
is
Fab, man.
influenced by the West Coast. He's influenced by the South. So, but he's still East Coast,
Yeah.
so he knew how to move with the regions and just keep it going.
And not only that, he's one of the first. He's one of the main rappers especially in his class, to utilize that R&B connection. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'll jump on an R&B track and kill it. Oh, and I'm getting this R&B track chick on my record and we're gonna kill it. And however it go, you know what I'm saying? Like, so Fab and Ja, I gotta give it to them. You know what I'm saying? As far as that lane go, Fab and Ja Rule, I give them
Ja
that.
Rule, thank you. See, Ja, I don't think Ja Rule get enough credit.
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
Ja has huge records. Huge records.
Come on, man. Huge.
On the radio right now, you're gonna hear some Ja.
Exactly. I just heard Ja Rule. Like, I don't even listen to the radio, dog. And I hopped in the car the other day, and something was going on with my phone. I couldn't connect to the Bluetooth, so I just turned the radio on. And I turned on 93.3. As soon as I turned the radio on, Ja Rule was playing.
Come on.
And I was like, man. And the funny thing is, I'm a diehard 50 fan, so like I was like, man, fuck that nigga Ja. But I turned the radio on and that song came on, and I got to bop it and singing along with it and everything. Like,
I'm gonna be honest with you. That's one thing where I kind of like. Where I'm like, nah, fuck 50 for that. Cause listen, I like 50. I was influenced by 50.
Let me buy one of them.
Yeah, you got it. I was influenced by 50. You feel me? But
I ain't got no change.
You good? Come on, man. You good? But at the same time, it was like, come on, man. You can't listen. It's one thing to have something against somebody because they did something.
Right.
But musically, come on, man. Ja Rule is hot as any nigga that's had a run, bro. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you.
And he's one of the very few albums that I actually bought.
This is where I sit on the whole 50 Ja thing. Okay, I was always on 50 side because I know niggas from Queens that know, like, Ja talking that tough shit, but that ain't him. Yeah. And I was like, dog, I met the nigga before when he was still part of Cash Money Click on fucking Blunt Recordings. I met Ja Rule.
Oh,
because we had a meeting with them when I was trying to shop my single. I met Irv Gotti. Irv Gotti looked me in my face and told me I wasn't good enough. He looked me in my face and told me I wasn't good enough. He told me I wasn't ready. So I was like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? It's funny that you saying that, but Diddy want to give me a contract. And Dame want to give me a contract. But you at Blunt Recordings are telling me I'm not ready? Wow. Man, fuck you. And I got up and walked the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? But so I met Ja, Mike Geronimo, Royal Flush, all them cats. And I could just tell Ja's vibe, like he was with his people, so he's got his chest puffed out, but I'm like, yeah, he's not the one. It's not him. Okay. And you know what I'm saying? He's not on no street shit. Like, he might be the best artist out of all of y'all.
Right, he's a good artist.
Yeah, he's a great artist, but on some street shit, I'm not worried about this nigga. So like when 50 came, I felt like 50 was talking to me. I was like, oh, somebody finally speaking up for us. Right. Word. Right. Fuck all this pretty shit. Somebody bringing the grit back. You know what I'm saying? And it was cool, but the problem is, the way 50 did it was, you know what I'm saying, he browbeat Ja to death. Like, he just constantly kept coming and kept coming and kept coming until it was just like, dog, it's over now.
I wasn't mad at 50 when it was about the music, when he was coming at him from the music. You know, I smell pussy, that whole shit. Like, nigga, I was banging that. I was banging that.
I love that shit.
But see, when you like buy all the tickets to his front row and this shit, that type
20
of
years
shit,
later?
Yeah.
Come on,
I don't
bro.
respect that, bro. Come on, man.
I'm gonna tell you some funny shit, though. I'm gonna tell you why I respect it. I'm gonna tell you why. Now, I respect it in a strange way. I respect it and don't respect it.
You respect it like that's how you do
because I'm like,
to get at him.
Yeah.
But I like, come on, bro, don't do that.
But I think it's hella petty that all these years later, Ja's not thinking about you. He's not. He don't want to talk about you. When people ask him about you in interviews, he brushes it off quickly and goes on to the next thing. But like, 50 is so petty.
Yeah, he really is.
I love that nigga, but he is so petty. Oh my God! Like, even I was listening to a Game interview. Talib Kweli interviewed the Game, and Game was like, "Man, me and 50, yo, we pieced up. You know what I'm saying? We cool. We went to the strip club together. I'm sure y'all saw the pictures and da 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 da." He said, "But we probably ain't never gonna make no music together." He's like, "I'm with it, but you know how 50 is. Like, we probably never gonna make another."
Now, who's that?
Game said that.
Right, Game.
And I fuck with Game. I think Game has one of the most underappreciated discographies in hip hop. So like, that's just my take. But then, what was I? I'm sorry. So Black 7, Crown Chronicles was the only project I dropped in 2018. I was kind of out of sorts a little bit, and if you listen to the music, you can kind of tell like I was talking some other shit. And so like, I started thinking, what am I gonna do to turn the page here? Right. So I started working on Mad Volume 2, and that's where the song Power came from. So I dropped a couple of singles, which I've never been a big single guy, but just because. Yeah. Power was supposed to be on Mad Volume 2. I finished the project, listened to it, and didn't like it. So I scrapped it, took the 2 songs that I liked, and kept them. Power was one of them, so I went ahead and put it out. And that single did really well. And then I dropped Kobe, which is not the other song that I was doing, but Kobe is actually on the album I'm about to drop next month.
For your boy?
Yeah, with Fred Benz, yeah. So I did, the name of the song was Kobe before Kobe died.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The name of the song was Knowledge of Black Excellence already.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I am a Lakers fan.
Right,
You know
so
what I'm saying?
but it was already like
all
that.
kind of tied together. Yeah,
right,
but then Kobe died while I was in North Carolina.
Oh, damn.
So my man Benz called me and said, listen.
He was in North Carolina when it happened?
Yeah. So my man Benz called me and said, look, man, what you think about adding a third verse to the song? I said, I'm with it. So I did a third verse dedicated to Kobe and his daughter. But if you listen to the first 2 verses of the song, you'll know that the song's not about Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Listen to the hook, listen to the first 2 verses. The song was not about Kobe until after he died, and then I made the third verse.
Yeah.
So, you know, of course, I dropped the record. It did really good. But then there was a few people who were like, oh, man, you just trying to jump off and get some shine off of Mamba dying. And I'm like, nah, B, I'm a fucking Lakers fan. I'm a Mamba fan. Why would I do that? Like, not only that, but I'm a respectful black man with children of my own, with a daughter of my own who's almost the same age as his daughter.
Right.
Why would I do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need to ride that coattail to get my way. Yeah, the name of the song is Knowledge of Black Excellence. If you listen to the entire record, and I made it very clear. I made it clear. I added this third verse after Kobe died. The song was done and ready to go. I went back in and added another verse to the song. So like,
but you know, you got critics out there that are gonna take things that aren't even meaning like that and twist it to make it, you know. And a lot of times, man, you just gotta ignore it because sometimes the foundation of where they're coming from ain't even valid.
True.
You know
what I mean? It hurt at first. Like it hurt to the point. I signed off of everything and just put my phone away. I was like, I don't want to see shit. Fuck it. I don't want to deal with this shit. Like, this is crazy.
I mean, it's that personal.
And I called my dude. I was like, son, just pull the song. Just take it off of everything. He was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. He's like, too many people love the record. You see how many plays it got in one day? I was like, well, yeah. He was like, man, just let it ride. You just give yourself a day. Fuck all the dumb shit. Come back tomorrow and let's get it popping. Yeah. So I hopped back on the next day and started pushing the song, and like it did pretty good. And as I was doing all of that, I was talking to Quest, and Quest was like, "Yo, I think it's time to re-up." I was like, "Let's do it." So after Kobe, I dropped that on my birthday, February 5th. So then in April, I dropped K4G 1.5.
Right.
And they was like, "Why would you drop K4G 1.5?" And I'm like, "Well, I did Quest for Greatness, the original K4G." K4G 1.5 is an EP. It's only 6 songs. Yeah. We got a Quest for Greatness 2 coming in December. You know what I'm saying?
Heavy.
Full-length album.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? So but I was like, I wanted to give y'all a little something to let y'all know what to expect when this album comes. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's called Bridging the Gap. I'm bridging the gap from the first Quest for Greatness to this one.
Yeah.
The first Quest for Greatness was all boom bap, period. But the next Quest for Greatness is going to be boom bap, a little trap, a little, you know what I'm saying? A little bit of everything. And K4G 1.5 was a little bit of everything. Feel me? So...
Yeah, but I did trip out that K4G 1.5 was only 6 songs. I'm like, because it's downloaded on my phone, so I saw the album covers. I'm like, damn, it's only 6 songs at all. Because I be going through my little playlist looking for songs to play. You know what I mean?
There's a reason for that though. There's a science to that.
Yeah.
In its entirety, K4G 1.5 is 20 minutes. Usually, if you get in your car to drive somewhere, the general drive time for going anywhere in your car is about 20 minutes. So if I want you to listen to my entire project and not miss nothing, because sometimes you'll listen to an entire project or at least listen to a project up to the point where you get where you're going, you go do what you're going to do, and now your vibes change. So now you listen to something different on the way back. You can listen to this all the way there and be done with it. You know, I ain't worried about you listening to nothing else on the way back. That's fine. You heard the whole shit already.
You and I, we got a lot alike, man, because I dropped my Beautiful Struggle project. I was telling my whole selling point when I was trying to convince people to listen to it was like, bro, it's only half an hour.
Yeah.
You got half an hour. You know what I mean?
Easy.
And when you think about listening to an album, you think it takes, like, okay, a whole album, it feels like reading a whole book, right?
Right.
But, I mean, typically albums are like 30, 40, maybe 50 minutes at the most anyway.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So if you got one for 20 minutes, man, go and throw that in your ride.
Unless you got a nigga like Joe Budden who like making 6-minute songs. Now, like, that's...
Right.
Joey, we got to talk about that one.
Yeah, hey, that's funny. That's funny.
Joey,
look, I'll give it to Joe because he really got the bars, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, man. I love Joe Budden.
To back up a lot of his...
I love Joe Budden.
You know,
I don't care what niggas say. A lot of detractors talk shit about Joe because he was on pills and he's crazy and blah, 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 whatever. I said, Joe Budden is probably one of the most honest people in hip hop. He's going to tell you exactly what he thinks. He doesn't give a fuck what you think about it. Like, that's and that's what I love about it.
So you don't think he says things just for shock value?
Nah, I think a lot of what he says is really what he thinks.
Right, and it's just
like,
controversial because
yeah.
people don't expect people to just be
To
real.
just
like
say what
that.
they think. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And then, but when he's telling a joke, he makes it known. Not comedy style. I'm just playing. Like, that was just a joke. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He had the same problem Wale has now.
Yeah.
The fact that he worried about what other niggas thought about him, other than just at least niggas thought about you.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't worry about what they thought.
I love
like
Wale
even
too.
you know,
like
I love
even
Wale
the
too.
people that was tripping on the Kobe track, like you had to remember that there was probably more people fucking with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Than the people that had little slick shit to say. You know what I mean?
Because I mean, all the thumbs ups and that one thumbs down from this dumbass that wanted to make this comment.
And then
on
that's
YouTube,
all
and
it
I'm
takes.
like,
That's why your boy was like, look, man, just take a minute, get
Yeah.
back. You know what I mean?
I think the thing that hurt the most is just like because of how much like. Okay, so people be like, well, you don't even know the nigga. I'm like, yeah, I know I don't know Kobe, but you got to understand, from the moment that Kobe was drafted by the Hornets, mind you, he was drafted by the Hornets. I was living in North Carolina when he was drafted by the Hornets and traded to the Lakers.
Right. Hey,
So I'm living in the state where he got drafted, and my
Right.
favorite team is the team he got traded to. And I'm like, yo, I'm
Yeah.
watching this kid. I want
Right.
to see if he's as good as they say. So from the day he stepped foot on the NBA court, I've been watching him.
Right.
And I am a diehard Kobe Bryant
Right.
fan. I'm a diehard Lakers fan.
I'm
So,
pretty
but see-
sure you got proof of some type of proof of the song being an acronym
Absolutely.
before
Yeah.
Kobe died.
I was like, all the timestamps are in my computer. From the
Right.
day I
But
recorded
see- but
the
see-
day I came back and added the third
But
verse.
see, where the frustration comes in is when you really feel like you have to explain yourself for a reason, for the reason for why somebody influenced you the way they did. And that's why when a lot of conversations about Nipsey Hussle come up, I be ready to be like, and I just be like,
I'm gonna shut up. I feel
because
you.
I know what it was for me.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And then there's no
Exactly.
reason to even go into the rhetoric. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I mean, and then. But there's sometimes I got to be a little reasonable because I be saying Kobe is the GOAT, the best basketball player that ever lived, ever will live, and it ain't up for discussion. You know what I mean? And that's just I be pushing that. You know what I mean?
I mean, Kobe's definitely he's probably my. Okay, so there's a difference between the greatest player and your favorite player. My favorite player is not the greatest player. My favorite
Right.
player, he was a very good player, but he's not
Right.
the greatest player, and I
Yeah.
can acknowledge that.
Yeah.
I've always felt, and I probably still will always feel like Michael Jordan is the greatest.
Well,
However,
he is the greatest. Yeah.
But however, when you talking about, okay, so let's take Michael off the table, who's left? I'm like Kobe. And then everybody else. Kobe, then LeBron, then everybody else, and that's it. And that's
like
it,
that.
as far as I'm concerned. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
I mean, and that's no disrespect to Magic Johnson or anybody like that. Like, I
Right,
love
right.
Magic.
Yeah,
I love
absolutely,
fucking
absolutely.
everybody else that's in that conversation. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I love Kareem. I love Oscar Robertson. I mean, I never got a chance to see him play an actual game, but I've seen tape. You know what I'm saying? My dad's been a basketball fan his whole life too. So I've
Yeah.
seen footage of some of these older guys that I can't say.
lived
People
through
be
their
like, well,
era,
I didn't
right.
see him play, so I can't
Right.
really. I'm like, nah, I seen him play.
Right,
I seen
right,
the
right.
tapes. I got tape of these people playing. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So like,
right.
I've seen them play.
So is it about rings or is it about stats?
Nah, it's not about rings. Like the thing for me is, with Jordan, the thing about it for me is it does kind of come to rings with him, but it comes to rings with him for the simple fact of
He was
you can't go
100%.
to the finals 6 times and win every
Every
time
time.
and be the best player every time
Without being
the best.
Come on.
I'm sorry,
bro.
it just
Come
don't
on,
happen.
bro. Listen,
And they like, well, he had
stole
Pippen
that.
and he had Rodman. I said, okay, well, John Stockton had Karl Malone and he had Jeff Hornacek and he had fucking Brian Russell. He had all of
Right.
those other people too. So you talking about Jordan had Pippen? Okay, so everybody else you're trying to put up as the GOAT had somebody else too.
Right.
Um,
And he stopped.
the reason I put Kobe at the second rung is because he got 2 more fucking championships with Pau Gasol as his number 2 man.
Come on, see, and that, I'm glad you said that because Kobe, to me, first off, I think he deserved at least 2 out of those 3 MVPs.
Oh, yeah.
3P.
Oh, yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
But I respect the fact that Shaq was already in the league and he was already
And
so
he's easily the most dominant center in the history.
right,
of
and you got to
basketball.
give him that.
Yeah,
I mean,
easily. Yeah.
hey, there's something to be said about that. I just feel like the fact that Kobe Bryant stayed with the Lakers,
Whole career.
rebuilt the team,
Yes.
and
He stayed through
and
the
came
bad
back
times.
and won 2 more.
He stayed through the bad times
Exactly.
when he wasn't even making
Meanwhile,
the playoffs
what did
and all
Shaq
of that.
do? Shaq jumped to all the enemy teams. He went to Miami, he went to Boston, he went to
Fucking Phoenix,
Cleveland. Come on.
Like, come
So-
on, man. And
so-
this nigga looked like the blob in that group, that Celtics jersey. Like, Shaq had to be a good 390 when he was playing for the Celtics.
Stop
Cause I'm
it.
saying, like, I got love for Shaq. That's my dude. But God,
Right,
come on, man. Like you just said, fuck it and stop taking care of yourself. And that was the thing that started a recent beef between him and Kobe before Kobe passed. Was Kobe was like, man, if Shaq had stayed in shape, we probably would have won 6 in a row, easy, easily. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
didn't like that. Well, I personally feel like Kobe should have won 2 more. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because listen, even though he might not have been 100% in the finals, if Kobe would have won 7, what would that have done to the discussion?
That changes the discussion
didn't
a
he
little.
only win
a little,
5?
right?
He won 5. Yeah, he got 5. He got 5. Duncan got 5.
Well, Robert Horry got like 7.
Horry got like 7. But see, the thing is, they like, well, if we talk about rings and Robert Horry, blah blah. I said, yeah, but Robert Horry was not the star of any team he was on. Let's be honest about this shit.
He
like,
wasn't the star.
That's why I say rings only mean so much when you put it in the context of everything else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
He
saying?
had his moments.
Yeah. Oh man, Horry was like, if it's 2 seconds left on the clock and I needed 3 to win,
Man.
I'm not passing to Jordan. I'm not passing to Kobe. I'm not passing to Magic. I'm passing the ball to Robert Horry because he's gonna hit it.
He's clutch.
He's gonna hit it. Like I've never seen him miss a shot in that instance.
You know what's funny about
Never.
that is Robert Horry, now that we're talking about in retrospect, he's exactly the impression I had of Alonzo Mourning, right? But Alonzo Mourning wasn't Robert Horry.
Oh nah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
And with all due respect to Alonzo Mourning,
Yeah, no doubt. Zoe was a beast. Zoe was a beast in his own right. Like, man, that Charlotte Hornets team with him, Larry Johnson, and Muggsy Bogues, man, them dudes was crazy. Larry Johnson, before he hurt his back, man, Larry Johnson was arguably on his way to being the best power forward in NBA history.
He went on to play for the Knicks. Yeah.
Alonzo was around that era with Peyton and Kemp and all them.
Yeah, no doubt.
They just brought the mean face in the NBA.
Oh, yes, sir.
Like we here to take care of business.
Oh, Zoe would look at you with them. And make you just be like, okay, man, I'm sorry. I won't try to block your shot no more. But that shit's crazy,
so
man.
look, we'll get back to the interview real quick. So 7 to Panther. So far, you know what I'm saying, with your transition from the East Coast, you know what I'm saying, your progression through your projects, you know what I mean. What would you say have been some of the biggest challenges? The biggest challenges. Because I mean, we all in life, you know what I mean.
Some of it, man, has been. Some of it at times has been finding a way to keep myself motivated to compete.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's weird because a lot of times, like my brother always say, I ain't competing with nobody but myself. And I'm like, but I can't compete with myself no more because all the competitions I had with myself, I won already. So now I gotta compete with other people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got to. I don't have a choice. Because my thing was, it was a competition with myself to live to see 21. And I made it. You know what I'm saying? It was a competition with myself to live to see 30. And I made it. It was a competition with myself to prove that I could record songs by myself without being in a group and be successful. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, successful, some people will say, well, I'm like, dog, success is what you deem success to be. It ain't what everybody else think it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, they like, oh, you ain't sold platinum. No, I ain't sold platinum. But there's some rappers around here that's done sold more records than me and ain't done half of what I done.
Right.
Like they ain't been to the venues I've been to. They ain't moved the number of people I moved. They ain't, they ain't got paid for a show. What I get paid for a show.
Right.
So
exactly.
So like, I don't care about that number. Like how many records I sold. That number don't mean as much.
And an artist, man, as artists, I say this all the time, man. We set our own standard. As an artist, you set your own standard.
You got to.
You know, and that's why we got a lot of sellouts because they're trying to fit into the mold.
They want their standard to be someone else's.
And they're not telling their own story.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't do okay, let's keep it a buck. If you from here, so let's say you from Tacoma, you from Hilltop, and you've been in the hood your whole life, and you ain't never had no money, and and you get out here and start rapping about, and you trying to compete with like Young Thug or somebody like that, and I'm like, dog, you talking about you competing with a nigga that's got millions of dollars in his bank account. Y'all don't live the same life. Why are you trying to run his lane?
Right.
Do you?
Right.
Because you can't be him. You know what I'm saying? Like that'll be like as much as J. Cole and myself may be alike in some ways, I can't ride the lane he ride because we different.
Right.
J. Cole is in a position where he can say, hey, oh, JID, you ain't got the paper for that flight? Let me put you in first class. I got you. Go ahead. Yeah. I can't do that to none of my niggas right now. You know, I can't look at none of my homies and say, oh, you ain't got $5 for gas, here you go.
Right.
That's hard sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So like we live in a different kind of life. Right. So your lane can't be my lane. I can't do what you do, but at the same time, because you're where you're at and you're probably so far removed from where I'm at, you can't do what I do either. Exactly. And I should be able to relish in that and take advantage of that. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. See, that's you recognize the value, your value, you know what I'm saying? And running with, encompassing that, you feel me? That's why, like, I be listening to this one dude, Wes Watson. You know, he had did some prison time, came out as an inspirational coach and whatnot.
Right.
And you know, he talks about that a lot too. Just, you know, holding self accountable, and you know what I mean. What would you say are some more of the rewarding things?
Oh man, like just knowing. Okay, like say for instance, like okay, so I've been working with like one producer for most of the projects I've been doing. Just to know that, okay, this guy believes enough in what I'm doing that he's just giving me these beats. He's not charging me for them, none of that. And then I record everything, send it back, get it mixed, put it out, and people still to this day still be like, "Yo, bro, you crazy?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it. For some people, the payoff is the money, and I would be lying if I said I don't want the money.
Right.
Like, of course I want the money,
Right.
but the biggest thing is my peers are like, bro, you stupid with it. Like, this is crazy. Like, how do you rap like that? Like, how do you still rap like that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, because there's a lot of cats that started when I started or started before I started, and they, you know, they ran out of gas, so they just, you know, they gave up on what they thought they believed in. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The biggest reward for me, man, is just knowing, like, seeing my son rapping. You know what I'm saying? And knowing that he was like, hey. And a lot of stuff he does it on his own. He don't really ask me for much. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, I know where you get that from, because I'm the same way. Like, I just do it. Like, I don't ask a lot of questions from a lot of people, because most people aren't going to believe in what you're doing as much as you do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes they'll misinform you just because. They give you incorrect information just to see you fail. So they have something to talk about. And I ain't with that. So like I'll fail on my own merit before I let you make me do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll fail on my own before I let you make me do it. So that's just the way my mind ticks. So I mean that's the biggest reward for me, man. It's just still having a high demand for my music, like this late in the game. You know what I'm saying?
And who would you say are some of your key influences that kind of shaped the artist you are today?
That's easy. Rakim, Nas, Tupac, Dead Prez, Superstition. Strangely enough, Joe Budden. Yeah.
Right.
Joe Budden. Yeah.
So I mean, there was a real mixtape circuit in North Carolina.
Oh yeah,
right?
man. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, man. Like it was times when you would walk. Like if I got a show in Charlotte and I go to the show, outside of the show there's a table outside and there's like 40 fucking CDs on the table and they're all mixtapes from all different artists. Like there's 40 different mixtapes from 40 different artists on this table, and I'm like, holy shit, like there's a lot of people rapping. Like sometimes it blows my mind just think of the number of rappers there are in the world. Like from when I started, rapping was special. Yeah. If somebody find out you rap, it was like, oh shit, let me hear something.
Right.
Now it's like, oh, you rap? Yeah, so does he and him and her and them over there and my cousin. You want to hear something? Nah, I'm cool, man. I'm good. I'm like, and I don't even be trying to be funny when I be like, I'm good. It's just like, dog, how much can I possibly take in before I start convoluting what I do, listening to all this shit y'all do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't. I don't want to mess up my shit trying to be like y'all. So like,
that's why you know, even when I be scouting for talent to interview and new music to discover, you know, I gotta have parameters, you know what I mean?
Facts.
Because I just be like, look, man, I gotta stay in my realm, you feel me? Because I'll get too far off, like.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you some good shit. Okay, so you know I got Pantha Politics podcast, and I interview artists on there, and you know, interview artists and you know, political people, like a little bit of everything, but I brought an artist on the show. I'm not gonna say his name, but I brought an artist on the show. I had never heard his music, like, but I had said something on Facebook one day, and he was like, "Yo, I'm down. What's up? I'm new to the area. I'm trying to, you know, what I'm saying that." I was like, "Okay, you new here. I'm new here. I'll look out. Come through. I'll put you on." Like that is literally the shortest interview in my entire collection, because he had nothing to say. He had nothing to talk about. He only had 2 records, and I played one of them I put one of them on the podcast just so people could hear his music. But after I like listened to his music, I was like, oh, I'm never talking to you again. Like, and I was like, I really wish I had listened to this beforehand. So now it's like I have to do it different. Like sometimes I do it off a suggestion if it's a suggestion from somebody I respect. Right. You know what I'm saying? They say, yo, you should holler at so and so. But even with the respect, I'm gonna go listen first.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because
exactly.
I don't want to repeat of that situation.
Right, and that's kind of how I do it today.
You know?
Yeah, I can't have this type of shit going on Pantha Politics.
See,
like,
I'm all for like interviewing the unknown. Like, don't nobody on the face of the earth got to know about this person as an artist.
Exactly.
You know,
I'm with that.
But as long as he got, you know, I've interviewed artists who got just a couple singles and had a lot to say. You know what I mean?
That was the most boring. I almost
Yeah,
fell asleep,
see-
cuz I'm not gonna lie to you.
See, look,
almost
and
fell
I was
asleep.
just doing some scouting on Instagram before I got here, and I was researching Portland artists. I'm trying to bring some highlight to Portland, and then as I was reaching out, you know, as much as I wanted to just low key spam an invitation to get interviewed, I was just like, hold on, let me check them out.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean? Let me check out a couple of them
Mm-hmm.
preview videos they got.
You gotta be careful, bro, because I'm
Yeah.
telling you, these
Yeah, man.
these motherfuckers will say you snake oil out here, bro. I'm
Man,
trying to
for
tell
real.
you.
And then
I'd be like, what?
Yeah, and then at the same time, like I like to interview people who I admire too. You know what I
Facts.
mean, like I
Yeah.
admire, you know what I'm saying, your body of work. You know what I'm saying, the fact that you proactive and your style of music. You know what I'm saying? Like this is music that I could listen to. This is music that I could recommend and be like, yeah, no, that's real. That's music like if we going like, 3 hours out to the hills to camp and we all got one album in the car. Like if a 7 to Pantha track come up, yeah, run that. Yeah, play that. I remember we was going camping one day and we had Boys to Men, or it was some other yires. It was like some pop music or some Backstreet Boys type stuff. He was like, all right, man, just play the It was one rapper. We was like, yeah, man, we'll just play him. You know. We was like,
If these are the choices, just play that one.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but once it came on, we was like, yeah, nah, this cool. Yeah, hey, he was dope. Yeah, man, we fuck with this. But
I love being surprised like that.
yeah,
Like,
right.
I got one question. So
Yeah.
your first project was in the 90s?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
And your last project, is it in, what was it?
I just dropped it.
It was this year.
I
This
just
year.
dropped it April of this year.
So
yeah.
I was looking on Budden's podcast. You watch his podcast?
Oh, of course.
State
Yeah,
of the
of course.
Culture.
Yeah.
They had Jadakiss on there, and they were talking about how he's he's been doing songs for 4 decades.
Facts.
Basically 90s, 2000s, 2010, now 2020.
2020. Yeah, no doubt.
You like the same. Like if you were to do a show today, what's some of the songs that you would actually like be on your set?
Hey, it's crazy that you asked that because I literally am planning on doing a one-man show, no opening act, none of that, just me, and doing like 2 or 3 songs from every project. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of give the timeline. You know what I'm saying? But I want to do it when I drop something brand new so that I can do the timeline and then close out with the songs from the brand new project. You know what I'm saying?
And you got 2 or 3 songs on each that
On
you
each one
confident
that I would,
like you've been.
my first album, there's a song called. Okay, now some of this is gonna be tricky because in 2010 I stopped cursing when I rap. So like, it's gonna be tricky doing stuff prior to 2010. You know what I'm saying? But like realistically though, because I did it in the element that I did it in, I would do it the way the song was. I wouldn't try to take the cuss words out. Like this is how I did it, so this is how I'm gonna give it to you. So there's like off the first album, I probably do like now I probably have to just do my solo work though. So we talking about starting from 04, because if I go back and try to do songs from the Nobody's albums, that's gonna be hard. Like we don't even have the music or nothing. Like I don't know where it is. So I mean, I could do stuff from that though. Like, so from the first album, I probably do like I got a song called Forever Raw. I got another song called You Don't Know Me. I did with my man The Wizard, and a song called Peter Parker. Me and my partner Equinox did. That shit was crazy.
And this all dates back.
That's all. That's on the first album in '97.
Damn,
So like, then 2003 when the second album came up, we do like Say Word, Now Culture, and Mind Wars. Off of that, my first album I probably do Bitch Niggas, NC Fever, and Ride. The very last song on the album, Ride. And then damn. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, so from Riding High, I can't think of 3 songs from Riding High that I would do. I'd probably do 2. So it'd be like, what's the name of the song? Hood Like Me, and maybe Riding High, the title track to that. That's on Quest for Greatness. That's definitely gonna be one of the 3 from Quest for Greatness. So, Born with Less, I do. That album got so many joints on it. From Born with Less, I probably do The Veteran.
That'll probably be a 2-hour set, huh?
Oh yeah, easily, man. Like, because I got so much. I didn't like sometimes until I look back at it, I don't realize how many songs I've recorded. Like, because I don't feel like I've been rapping that long.
Like hundreds.
Yeah, hundreds, easily hundreds. Easily
We
hundreds.
talking hundreds.
Because
Not
I mean,
100.
okay, so let's think about it. And my whole discography, I skipped a whole project. Holy smoke! I got an EP called The Interview that I did right before Riding High in 2008. So like, yeah, see what I'm saying? So like
Wow.
that's 8 more songs right there. So like,
Got Piff, got everything.
I should have told you to bring
the
your
interview
notes.
is on that Piff. Yeah, the interview is on that Piff. And the only reason I put it on there is because originally I was going to release it as a mixtape, and then I decided to make it an official project, but it was already on that Piff, so I left it there. I look back, man, and I look at all of the music that I recorded, and I'm like, my God, like, it don't feel like I've been rapping this much. It really don't feel like I rap that much. I feel like I don't have enough music.
Right, already.
Until
like
I look
still,
back,
like,
and then I'm like, oh, I guess I do. Okay,
Right.
never mind. Like, I'm tripping. Like, I literally could stop right now and be like, okay, I'm not ever gonna rap again.
yeah,
And I feel like I can still do shows for the next 10 years.
right.
And not only do shows for the next 10 years, but do shows in places I've never been for the next 10 years and create brand new fans.
Wow.
Because because this is where independent artists get it fucked up. And it's something that I had to come to terms with as well. I put out all this music over all this time, and I've done a lot of grinding, and I've done a lot of promoting, and I've done interviews and done shows and all of this other stuff. There is still an astronomical number of people who have no idea who the fuck Seven the Panther is. You feel me? So like, as much as we feel like we've
still
done,
work to be done.
as much as we feel like we've reached and we've done and we've
Right.
worked so hard,
Right,
dog,
right.
there's
There's
still
still a door to open.
billions of
Yeah.
people
Right,
who
right.
have no
Billions,
idea who
right,
I
right.
am.
And you was talking about what year retiring? You was like, I quit. Like, what?
Yeah, that was
after the
that was like
second album,
2008. Yeah, I was
Right.
like, man, fuck this, I'm done. I'm done with this. And like, man, again, thank you, Super dug me out the hole.
Yeah.
And got
All right.
me
So
back
look,
on
in the
mic.
best interest of time, man, I got a couple more things, man.
All right.
Can you hit us with a quick verse, real quick? Freestyle, written,
Oh man.
anything. If you hit us
Verse.
with a written, let us know what song it's on.
Okay. Let me think real quick, cause I kind of want to freestyle, but I know how my brain works, and like right now my brain is like on.
Right. You know, you
is
gotta
on
be in the
dumb.
zone. Right.
I'm on dumb right now. And like, you know what? I would rather not freestyle and give you a written verse, and,
Okay.
and it sound good.
Right.
Then for me to be like, well, I mean, I know I can freestyle, and then jump out there knowing I'm not feeling it and it be fucked
Right,
up. Like,
exactly. I feel
I
it,
would
I
rather
feel it.
not do that. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Do I got something that I know that I can spit like off the top of my head? Those cursing. Yeah, I don't even entertain doing that no more. Like, you pause it? I thought you paused. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll give you a little something. All right, so this is from the song don't have a title yet. I did a project with my guy, Eat a Mad Assassin in LA. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? He just dropped his new project, Bare Hands 4, Dark Side of the Mountain. Y'all check that out. Produced by 2-Bit. All right, so this joint, like I said, the song don't even got a title right now. So yeah, it's evident the block ain't changed, the recipe for cooking rocks ain't changed, but my nigga, I got my eyes fixed on the stock exchange before the bullets in this Glock exchange, places with a nigga internal organs. I don't want to do it. Why you think I'm internal warring with myself while recording, turn the phones up. I'm trying to lose myself in the drum track, and this gelato I brung back from Cali got me hanging with the aliens, at least in my mind. I'm in a back alley, Noid the Jakes after your boy, aiming they gas at me. Ain't no Oscars given in the trenches, everybody got a role, but we don't act happy, mobbing in the black caddy. What they gonna do to me? Serving with the burner, clean, get away my gratuity, hollow tips my philosophy, Kirk Franklin, stomp them, then returning God's property. These suckers about to catch dumb shells, not moving logically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
let's go. You know what I'm saying?
Just a
We're gonna
little
see that.
something,
We're gonna see that hit the scene anytime soon, or what?
Like honestly, we was talking yesterday, last night, man, and it might be top of the year before we drop it, because it's just it's like we got a lot of solo shit we want to get out the way. Like he dropped Bare Hands 4, he dropping Bare Hands 5 in October, right around the same time I dropped Here I Am. So like,
Oh, so you got a new one coming?
oh yeah, man, Here I Am is on the way. The album that Kobe is on, actually.
That's a solo.
Yeah, no doubt. I got a couple features on there. My man Frank D'Amato is on Pound for Pound. Sky Zoo is on So Sick.
Mm-hmm.
Who else on the album? I think that's it. No. My man Zoe Grizzly. He's on the very last song. I can't remember the name of it right now, but
Yeah.
the first single, like Kobe is technically the first single from that project, but since we dropped it in February and the album ain't coming out till October, I mean it just seems crazy. So the first official single tied to the project is called Why Now, produced by Fred Benz, and it's the basic premise of the song is me having a recollection moment of how long it's taken me to get to this point, and realizing that a lot of the stuff that drives us, like we say, oh man, you know, I'm still trying to fulfill my dream, and I looked one day and was like, yo, everything I said I wanted to do, I already did it.
Right.
Now it's just a matter of doing it bigger. But like everything I said I wanted to do when I started rapping, I've already done it.
Yeah.
Like, and sometimes I have to remind myself of that, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, damn, I'm still fighting and da-da-da. And you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my daughter Radiant. She did the artwork for the album.
Oh,
you know what I'm
heavy,
saying?
heavy.
She did the artwork for the album, so it's gonna be crazy. Like,
all right, so look, where can people find and follow you online?
oh man, I'm 7 the Pantha everywhere. SEVENDA 7 the PANTHA. I'm super ghetto, so y'all forgive me. 7 the Pantha 253 on Instagram, Sev the Pantha on Twitter because my name is too long. New website is on the way. 7thepanther.com will be up very soon. 7thepanther.bandcamp.com. Of course, if you want to support the music directly and buy it, and I am not mad at you if that's what you want to do. And of course, on all your favorite streaming platforms, I am there. Follow me, listen to everything. Like, do me a favor, listen to the music on your favorite streaming platform, and when you get ready to go to bed at night, if you don't listen to music while you're sleeping, that's cool. Put it on mute and put my shit on repeat. I would greatly appreciate it. I would greatly appreciate it.
Run them streams
you
up.
Feel me? You know what I'm saying?
That part.
Here I Am album coming in October. Shooting Stars 2 coming in December. Me and E's album coming top of the year. Quest for Greatness 2 coming as soon as I finish it. Like I can't even put a timeline on that because I don't want to rush it. You know what I'm saying? But like with all of the other stuff going on, I don't want projects running into each other.
Right. I was definitely gonna ask about that too. Yeah.
Oh, so, trust me, I was gonna drop 5 albums this year.
Oh damn.
But K4G 1.5 took off, and I was like, damn, I gotta let it run. Like I can't interrupt the run. I gotta let it do what it's doing. So like. I'm getting ready to do my 5th video off the project, and there's only 6 songs on the album.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
like, man, full-fledged campaign on this album.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it wasn't intended from the beginning. Like
right, but like you said, you know, at this point, it's about doing it bigger. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You know, you've recorded music, you've dropped albums, you've collaborated with people. Now you like, let me actually push this shit. Like,
you know what I mean? Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Real talk.
So yeah, man, if you got any more shout outs you want to drop before we cut out?
Man, shout out to Ready Ron Beats. Look, Fabricated Images coming sooner than some of y'all suckers was hoping it was coming, but it is coming. Damn, that's the one I forgot to mention. That's probably gonna come out. It might come out this year, maybe. Okay. I don't know. Like Ron is weird. He's got it's a method to his madness. I'm not gonna interrupt it, but like maybe Fabricated Images come out this year. I know we're gonna drop a single and do a video soon. So for the joint, 2 questions. Shout out to my man Alex Ward. Shout out Mojo Barnes, Soul the Interrogator, Jules Cypher, Jamel, Marcion, Jamel Moxie, everybody in the crew, man. Shout out Sound Chamber Productions, my team. We Live in Entertainment, 144,000 Chosen Few, the whole Wu-Tang. I'm officially a part of the Wu-Tang family tree now. I forgot. I always forget to tell people that. Like I always forget to tell people that.
That's like, big, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a big thing too. Yeah. Shout out to my man Judah Priest. Shout out to Mama Cita Loca. She is she's designing my website. She redesigned my logo. She's done a lot to help me, man. Again, shout out to my manager Dirty Harry. Shout out to the whole Tacoma, man. And shout out to Black Umbrella. I love y'all brothers, man. All the way live. Fada Luciano, Raz Simone, King Lee's, Anthony Danza, everybody over there, man. My man JG's, SY Concept and Customs, VC, everybody, man. Like I got a lot of homies, man. So I done made a lot of friends since I moved out here. So I appreciate everybody out here on the West Coast that supports me. Everybody back east that still rock with me. Everybody in the middle that's catching up right now. I'm coming to see y'all as soon as COVID let me do it, I promise. I'll be there.
No doubt. All right, 7 man, it's been awesome having you on the block with us, you know what I'm saying? Thanks for coming through. You know, we're going to have to catch up later too, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah. This ain't no one and done.
Yeah, you got to come back down to the tech and politic with a bit.
Yeah, we got to do at least, you know, do a song or something, you know what I mean? You know, I might have a little something for you, you know what I mean?
We've been needed to do that, like.
Real shit.
6. Oh, shit, I didn't do it. Oh, nah, my bad. I'm supposed to be,
or in a meeting.
Or you gotta get to a meeting with my crew, like with Sound Chamber. So I I completely forgot about it. I was having too much fun. But like the whole thing is, man, again, I thank you for having me on, man.
Yeah.
I'm so happy about everything you're doing, man.
Thanks,
like,
man. I appreciate
Like
it.
you really got. You stuck to what you said when I met you, bro. When we interviewed you on All City Sounds, everything you said you was gonna do, you doing it.
Man,
so
thank
proud
you,
of
thank
you,
you,
bro.
man.
For real.
I
So proud
appreciate
of you,
that.
man.
Yeah,
Like, that's real talk.
and it really means a lot that you came out to do it. You know what I mean? Because that means you take it as serious as I do.
Oh man, yeah,
you know
bro.
What I mean?
Like, and I gotta get you on Pantha Politics soon.
Yeah,
bro.
man, bring me on, man. Ain't no man. Man, look, I come through and we could chop. You know what I'm saying? We could talk about, music, arts, politics,
Oh
sports.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
I like to talk about all of that type shit.
yeah, cause look, when you brought me in All City Sounds, man, it was a great conversation, man.
Oh, I loved it.
It was a great time. You know what I mean? Big shout out, Real Life. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
We got that exclusive interview too. Yeah, man, you know what it is. Wilson Block 100. We at 7 to Panther. You know what I mean?